In this next section of chapter 4, we're taking these tissues that we've created or talked about, and we're going to build up into organs and organ systems. So, an organ is two or more tissue types that are working towards a particular function. And an organ system is an even higher level that is a combination of multiple organs working together to carry out a very specific function in the body. The organ systems of the body are broken down into several different ones. We have the integumentary system, which is basically your skin. It's protecting your body, providing temperature homeostasis. It makes your vitamin D, receives sensory input, and the main organ in this is your skin. The cardiovascular system transports nutrients and waste, provides temperature, pH, and fluid homeostasis. Its main organ is the heart, along with the major arteries and veins. The lymphatic system and immune system defends against infectious diseases. This typically is the one that most of my students are the least aware of, and we'll spend quite a bit of time on this, but you can see that it runs through the entire body. It includes your lymph nodes. It assists in absorption and transport of fats, helps with your fluid homeostasis. And again, our major organs are lymphatic vessels, the lymph nodes, and your spleen. The digestive system digests, and processes your food. It's involved in nutrients absorption and elimination of waste. It also is involved in fluid homeostasis. The main organs here are your oral cavity, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, salivary glands, liver, gallbladder, and pancreas. Respiratory system exchanges gases at both the lungs and the tissues. It assists in pH homeostasis, and the primary organ is the lungs. Urinary system excretes metabolic wastes, provides pH and fluid homeostasis, and your primary organs here are the kidneys and the urinary bladder. The skeletal system provides support and protection. It assists in movement, storage for minerals, produces your blood cells, and the primary organ is your bones. Muscular system assists in movement and posture, produces your heat, and the organs are your muscles. Nervous system receives, processes, and stores sensory input, provides motor output, coordinates organ systems, and this is primarily made up of your brain and spinal cord along with the other nerves. Endocrine system produces your hormones, coordinates organ systems, regulates your metabolism and your stress response, involved in fluid and pH homeostasis. The organs are the testes, ovaries, adrenal glands, pancreas, thymus, thyroid, and pineal gland. And your reproductive system produces and transports gametes, nourishes and gives birth to offspring in females, and your primary organs are the testes, penis, ovaries, uterus, and vagina. Once we understand those key portions of the organ systems in the body, and as we go through this course, we will dive deeply into each one of those different organ systems. That's just kind of an overview of the different systems of the body. The next piece I want to make sure that you understand is the body cavities. So you can see both a cross-section and a frontal view of the body here. You can see the cranial cavity contains the brain. The vertebral cavity contains the spinal cord. We have this thoracic cavity where your heart, lungs, and esophagus are going to be. The abdominal cavity, which contains your stomach, liver, spleen, pancreas, gallbladder, and intestines. Then the pelvic cavity contains the reproductive and other organs, including your bladder. All of these together are called your ventral cavity. Here you can see it from the front, where now we can start looking at what lines each of those body cavities. And you'll notice that it's almost like there's a sac surrounding these lungs. And you have a pleural membrane that surrounds the lungs around that thoracic cavity. You have a pericardium. Peri means around. Cardi refers to heart. Is a noun ending. So pericardium is the sac that goes around your heart. Then you have a peritoneum, which is the cavity that surrounds the abdominal cavity and contains your other digestive and other organs. And then your pelvic cavity contains your reproductive and other organs like your bladder. So these membranes that line and create these different categories are broken up into 4 different types. There's the mucous membranes. Notice this is not mucus like spit and phlegm. That would just be US. This is OUS. These mucous membranes line the digestive, respiratory, urinary, and reproductive system. The serous membranes line your lungs, heart, abdominal cavity, and cover the internal organs, and they're named after their location. That's what we were just talking about. The pleura, the peritoneum, and the pericardium are all types of serous membranes. You have synovial membranes that line the cavities of your freely movable joints. If you've ever known someone who got their knee really swollen and they had to have their knee drained, it's the synovial membrane that was filling up with fluid. And then you have the meninges, which we were just talking about in the brain and spinal cord. So what you'll find here is that in this section, it's very much just an overview of what's to come. We have the organ systems of the body, we have the different body cavities, and then we have the membranes that cover and line those different cavities. In the next section, we'll talk about homeostasis.